Alright guys, so remove the screws and just lay them to the side and note the position of the clock spring because you want to make sure you get it back on correctly. Alright, so just grab very firmly and careful and pull toward you. Alright, now this is the reason why I say you got to be extremely careful. You see how tiny those pins are? Okay, you cannot bend one. If you bend one, it's over. Alright, I have yet to be successful at straightening one of those pins out and going back in. As you can see down in there, how sensitive it is to place right back in the right spot, okay, for installation. All right, so now we are almost there, guys. Here's the steering angle sensors that we are about to replace. It's only held on by one Phillip head screw right here, and it's just a dial. Okay, so grab your Phillip head and let's get this off. Alright guys, as you can see, you have to be extremely careful with this screw, because if you drop it in there, just get a magnet and go chase it down. In fact, I happen to have one right here. Alright, that screw is very important. Now we're almost home free, guys. Alright, now here's my new steering angle sensor. As you can see, like I say, verify, make sure you put it in the right spot and the dial pins line up. So simply just pull out on it like such. And that's it. That is how you replace a steering angle sensor, okay? So grab your new one, notate the position you removed the old one from, set it in place, press it firmly in place. Yeah, you will feel like a little dud, meaning it latched into position. Then grab your screw, put it back in the right place, and from there, guys, you should be home free. Now, I'm not going to film the installation because it's simply reversal of the removal, okay? Now, the only thing I can say now, and there's really no sense in me showing you how to install the clock spring because it's a finagle maneuvering thing, okay? You got to finagle and maneuver it. All I can say as far as that goes is to be extremely careful. Try to line it up as straight as possible in there, okay? Now, don't worry about lining the holes up. You can turn that later, but for the most part, this is the most important part. Okay, so I wouldn't even be able to set the camera up and to show you anyway. There's nothing to show. You just set it down there in place and push it on firmly, and that should have that. You should be home scot-free. All right. Now, while I got this off, let me talk about a few things. Have you ever noticed, or you ever had any car, not just this car, where your turn cancellation will not work? In other words, you turn, let's say, to the left. Okay. Now, what's supposed to happen is your clock spring, as your steering wheel is turning back the other way, is supposed to disengage this little latch right here. Let me show you. All right. So that's what these teeth right here on the clock springs are for. So I see a lot of guys all the time misdiagnose this as turn signal switch. That is not the case, but you will have to I wouldn't call it tear down time. You will have to remove the steering column to verify. A lot of guys, I've seen it over the years and it still happens, misdiagnose this problem as being a turn signal switch. When you turn your turn signal switch on, let's say to the left, the gears inside the clock spring supposed to disengage this latch. Now I don't have the clock spring on, so I can't show you what I'm talking about. But just so you know, now, what is the repair for that? It's simple. If your clock spring, the two gears inside the clock spring are broken, you will need a clock spring. Okay, I know it's extremely difficult to explain to a customer. The reason a turn signal won't cancel is because they need a $200-300 clock spring. You might have a hard time selling that, but that is the case. Okay, now that's why I recommend selling tear down time or remove the steering wheel, because if you tear this remove the steering wheel and the clock spring, you find that the cam latch assembly is broken, then yes, you will need a turn signal switch. But over the years, I've always seen the gears inside that's built onto the clock spring broken. Okay, and that's what causes your turn signal not to cancel. You know, as you put it in left and you turn, when the steering wheel go back the other way, the gears bind up against that, and that will release that. Okay, so I just wanted to throw that out there and notate that. Okay, guys, so let me finish this up. I'm finna install the clock spring, and as you saw how simple and easy the steering column was to put it back on, there's nothing to that. Make sure you torque that steering wheel screw to specs. I will put the specs inside the description. Okay, I mean, that's a 10mm hex, but it still needs to be torqued to specs, and that should hold, you guys. All right, that's all I have, man. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all on the next video. A lot of guys asking me, should I replace the lifters, lash adjusters? These have several different names to them. I'm gonna say this, on a Pentastar engine, I have yet to have a problem out of one at all. But a lot of guys like that feel sense of security. Okay, I replaced the rock arms and the lifters. That's cool. If that makes you feel better, go for it. Okay, when the customers I deal with are always strapped for cash and they don't have that extra money, so I refuse to go that route. You know, I think until I get burnt by one, oh, it was the lifter, and then it would ring home. So you guys not in a position to get bit by one. You want your stuff fixed right and right the first time. You don't want no, yeah, you don't have the luxury like I do, so I get it.
It's cut. I got it. It collapsed and just squeezed into each other. Okay, thank you. This guy's so fun.